Wow, I look pale. Friggin' winter just barely got here. I'm already pale as hell. Haven't been getting enough sunlight, I guess. But that's okay, because today we're gonna be talking about gear hacks. Everyone loves a good gear hack. Smash the like button if you like a good gear hack. These are my 5 gear hacks. I did not come up with all of these. These are not all like groundbreaking gear hacks nobody's ever heard of before. I'm sure you've seen some of these before. Maybe you even discovered some of these yourself on your various backpacking and hiking trips. With that said, these are just 5 of my personal favorite gear hacks. Some of them are significant, not really. Some of them are definitely not super significant, but they're hacks either way, so let's get into it. Oh, and by the way, 60% of my viewers aren't subscribed. What's up with that? If you're watching these videos and you haven't hit subscribe, please, that's what I'm saying, for f***'s sake. All right, backpacking gear hack number 1 is a cooking gear hack. This has to do with measuring your water, because how many times have you made like a mountain house meal or even just any meal that involves boiling water and you've just put like way too much or way too little water in your meal? It comes out all watery. It's disgusting. You don't want to eat that. You're hiking hard, you're working hard. You want a nice, properly water balanced meal at the end of the day. That didn't make sense, but I have a feeling you still understand what I'm talking about, right? Probably not, but anyways, this was always a huge pet peeve of mine. I'm pretty picky with my food. Like, I want it to be properly cooked. I want it to taste good. I've been using this hack to perfectly measure my water. Why did I say it like that? To perfectly measure my water by creating an ultralight. This video sucks. Dan Becker has way better gear hacks. Measuring cup, yeah. We don't want to be carrying like a normal measuring cup, even though it probably doesn't weigh that much. Like, you want it to be as light as possible. And I know that some people's cook pots have like water measuring markings on them, which is great, but mine doesn't. And so what I've discovered is really revolutionary here is you can take a plastic water bottle and put a cup of water inside the water bottle. You're gonna do that, and then you're gonna take a Sharpie and you're gonna mark right where the line for 1 cup of water is. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut that bottle with scissors to have it just be like a tiny little, less than 1 ounce measuring cup. And you can use that for your meals. It also doubles as a scoop. So if you go to a water source and the water isn't running enough so that you can't like get your bottle underneath it, like, and you're like, oh shit, like I can't drink water now, I can't get my bottle underneath it. If that happens, you can use this little scoop, you know, a little double purpose guy there, and you can scoop your water and you can, you know, put it into your bottle that way. I've only had to do that a couple times. It's pretty rare, but it does happen every now and then. And so this is also a double purpose item A. Let's go on to gear hack number 2. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very basic one, but before we do that, let me say a huge, I can't even talk. Let me say a huge thank you to this video's sponsor, Drink Element. It's so important to replace your electrolytes and stay hydrated when you're hiking. You should do that with Drink Element's electrolyte drink mix. I love this company, and there's 3 main reasons why. The first reason is that it just tastes good. How many times have you bought just like a cheap, crappy drink mix from like Walmart or whatever? That stuff, it tastes terrible. Element tastes amazing. They have so many different flavors. They also have these like very unique, different creative flavors, like this one right here. I always mispronounce, lemon habanero. Look at that. No matter what your palate is, I guarantee you they're gonna have a flavor for you. And if you even don't want a flavor, they have an unflavored version as well. And that's something I've never seen before. And so it tastes really good. That's my first point. The second reason why I love Element so much is because it's good for you. It doesn't have a bunch of extra sugar, a bunch of extra BS. It's just got the electrolytes and the salt that you need to stay hydrated on the trail. And the third reason why I love this company so much is because they stand behind their product unlike any company I've ever seen. And to illustrate this, if you go to drinkelement.com/KyleHatesHiking, that's drinklmnt.com/KyleHatesHiking, you can get a free sample pack of 8 different Element flavors. You only pay the cost of shipping. It's like $5 if you're in the US. It's wicked cheap, and it's a wicked good deal. I really love this. They stand behind their product so much that they're gonna give it to you essentially for free just to prove how good it is. Thank you, Drink Element. Anyway, gear hack number 2. So I will admit this is a pretty basic one. All right, how many times have you gotten to camp and say you've been sweating or you got rained on or something like that, and you wanna like hang your clothing and your socks and stuff, but you can't because maybe there's no place to do it? Well, Ready for this revolutionary gear hack here? What you can do is you can take your trekking poles, you can put them into the ground, and then you can take your wet, disgusting, stinky, nasty, horrible, you know, gross socks. That's what I'm saying. You can take your gross ass socks and you can put them on top of your trekking pole, and that is how you can leave them out to dry. I know that's kind of goofy and pretty basic, but I don't know. This is something I actually didn't think of until I saw my hiking partner Flossie do it. He does it all the time with his socks. And there was a lot of times before I saw him do this where I like didn't have a good place to, you know, let my socks dry and like leave them overnight or whatever it is. The third gear hack, and boy, this is one of my favorites. I did not come up with this gear hack. I'm pretty sure it was Bigfoot, like years ago maybe, that came up with this or talked about it first or something like that. But anyways, I love this. This is probably my favorite like gear hack of all time. I always used to have a problem in my tent because I would be trying to sleep and my pillow would just be like moving around all over the place. I tend to like toss and turn a little bit, you know, I kind of switch from my side to my back and kind of roll over a lot. And so when this would happen, I would inevitably end up with my pillow just sliding off of my pad. And then I wake up with my neck just like, that's exactly how it would go down. I'd be like, and because my pillow would just move around, okay? It sucks. This is a common problem a lot of people have, okay? And so what I discovered, I think thanks to Bigfoot, although Flossie once again introduced this to me, but he gave credit to Bigfoot. But anyway, whoever the hell discovered this, you can actually take your sleeping pad, put your pillow on top of it, and then take your raincoat, or I guess really any article of clothing you're not wearing at the time, and you can kind of slide that over the pad and over the pillow, and that's gonna hold it in place. Guys, I have used this hack like so much. As soon as I discovered this hack, I've used it basically every night since then, and it works really, really well. Your pillow stays in place. You know, it still slides a little bit, but it's not nearly the same. Stays in place way, way better, and no longer do I ever wake up being like, I don't know why people watch this shit. Anyways, on to gear hack number 4. So this one might not be like a gear hack per se. This is a piece of gear that you should probably be carrying with you. Yeah, because if you lose this piece of gear and you don't have an extra, you could be kind of screwed. And this is your bottle cap. So if you're like me and you carry like the smart water bottles, if you think about it, if you lose your bottle cap, your bottle is like almost useless. And it's a tiny little piece of plastic, right? Like, this is a very easy thing to lose. And if you lose it, it's like, it's gonna be pretty hard for you to hike with, you know, an open water bottle, water jostling around. You're gonna be screwed, man. You can't have that. A little bottle cap weighs almost nothing. And so I think it's a great idea for you to take an extra bottle cap and just put it in your first aid kit, put it in your ditty bag, whatever it is, because then if you lose that bottle cap, you're not gonna be screwed. You're not gonna be, because your bottle, like, you're basically gonna be down an entire water bottle if that happens. You know, I guess you could have some water in it at camp if you're careful and just leave it on the side or something. But like for the most part, like, you know, you're gonna be kind of screwed. I think we all, or maybe we don't, but a lot of us probably understand that carrying a little bit of duct tape or some sort of repair tape is a good idea. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's a good idea to have some. And what you don't want to do is be like me on my very first backpacking trip ever and carry an entire fucking roll of duct tape, like probably a 5-pound roll of duct. Like, what an idiot. Like, I can't believe I did that. What I should have done instead was this gear hack. You probably have heard this one before, but there's lots of different like little creative ways that you can use to carry some duct tape without having to carry a full roll or without having to carry like a lot of extra to save weight, you know what I'm saying? So here's what you can do. A favorite method is to wrap some duct tape around your trekking pole. You can do that. It's a good little extra place to store it. But personally, I don't really want duct tape on my trekking pole. So what I like to do is I take a plastic straw, I wrap the duct tape around that, however much I need, and then you just simply cut the straw afterwards, you know, right at the edges of the duct tape. A little piece of straw weighs absolutely nothing, and it's a great way to store your duct tape. Another thing you can do, and going back to Flossie, this is something that he does. You might remember this from a previous video I posted. He actually takes a pen and wraps his duct tape around the pen. And that's a great idea too, because then you got your duct tape storage, and it's like multi-use because now you also have a pen. And a pen doesn't weigh very much, probably weighs a little bit more than my straw idea. So if you're really counting those grams, maybe leave the pen at home. But I know a lot of people probably carry a pen just anyways, regardless. So if you're already carrying a pen, you might as well wrap some duct tape around that sucker. save some weight. Anyways, guys, there's a quick little gear hack video for you. Once again, 60% of my audience isn't subscribed. If you've been watching these videos a lot and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. Please do so. I would love you. I will marry you. Hit the subscribe button, then comment it, and then I will propose to you. Okay, let's get inside. It's getting cold out here.